Hey scholars and families, it's Miss Marnon. So I just wanted to show you what we're doing starting the week of January 4th, going to January 8th. So you can see here we have our new learning target that we're going to start learning about fractions, decimals, and percents. If you wanted to, the calculator I would recommend is the TI-34 multi-view. We're going to be using a lot of calculator work. So in class we have those calculators. But for students who are online, we've been using the Desmos calculator, and I show students how to use it for a lot of these things, but the TI-34 multi-view is going to be better for your students. The other thing really quick is just making sure that you do stay up to date. I have my webpage linked right here on Canvas. So it just takes you to my class page that's just on the Lincoln website. I do put updates and like big important days coming up here for you to look at. That Bitmoji room that's on my Canvas is right here. And also like our weekly overview is here and the data wall. So everything that you might want to look at, you can access right from my webpage, and even some like remote learning how-to videos right there. Just staying up to date by looking here at the calendar and at the feed when there's announcements coming up. So that is linked right there if you wanted it. Also I have my Instagram for students, and then my YouTube channel where all these videos are posted. So right now I have it set up to student view because I want to show you this is what it looks like for them. So our class notebook is what we use for just about everything. I've showed us how to do it, but because we're coming back after a break, just going to show it again. We just hit class notebook. I like to usually right click and open it in a new tab, but you can just click it just the same. There's usually a purple sign in button, but because I already signed in, it takes me right to the two blue buttons. We want open in OneNote online, and then we're on the OneNote. So your student will have their name here. They're going to click their name and then Unit 4 in the page. But you can see I have my teacher copies under the content library, Unit 4, and then I'll have like my teacher copy in here for them. But for your student to get to their notebook, they need to first click their name, and then they can click in and see it. So that's where the class notebook is. That's where we do most of our work. And then we can look at modules where all the work is held in folders. So here we have week 16. Our objective is that we can review what we've learned about fractions, decimals, and percents. And then it goes through all the different things. Now I'm recording this video ahead of time. If I try to click one of these, I think it's going to give me an error. Yeah, so I made it so it's locked so students don't try to do it over break. We're supposed to be relaxing. So I'm going to actually have to leave my student view for you guys to see all of these different assignments. So it's going to look a little different than normal because it's from my teacher side. So for Monday, there is a video in here with all the instructions for what we're doing. We're going to create a Delta Math account, and then we're going to do our class notebook, Unit 4, page 1. So I'm going to hit next. So we're going to start using Delta Math. My third period, I did create their accounts for them, so I'll show you that assignment, but for everybody else, they need to make their account first. This link will take you right to the Delta Math website. It's create account, student, my access code, all these instructions are on there, and then they just need to create their account. So I made a video on how to do that. I also put the steps here. So the important thing is that we're going to use our normal school email and password, but the password is 2 digits too short. So we've been adding the year you were born. So if you were born in 2008, you would add 08 to the end of your password. If you were born in 2007, you add 07 to the end of your password. So there's all those steps. So we're just creating the account for today. You don't have to worry much about it. But for my third period, I did already create your accounts, so they just need to practice logging in. So here's a video that shows how to log in, and it is going to be that school email. And then again, it's the normal password, but it will have the year they were born at the end. So if you were born on June 23rd, 2007, there's a 07 at the end of the password. So here's what we're going to actually be doing in class today is this Unit 4, page 1. So if your student is absent or they need to review the lesson again, here's the video, but they should be logging into Teams or they should be in person to get the direct instruction. So Unit 4, page 1, I just showed you how to open up class notebook. I told you now that I'm out of student view, it's going to look a little different. So let me show you what Unit 4, page 1 looks like. So here's my version. So here's my blank copy that I can send out to students, but your student will need to click their name first. And it even has a place where they can put in their email and password for the Delta Math. So here's our lesson we're going to be going through, and here's the practice they'll do independently, and the exit ticket they'll do independently. So I go through and I grade these OneNote pages. So it's about 5 out of 10 for the notes, and then another 5 out of 10 for the independent practice and exit ticket here. So your student will be able to click mark as done at the top, but I don't grade it when they click mark as done. I go and I grade the actual OneNote page. So if they're showing you it's marked as done, that's just because they clicked the button that says marked as done. We have to actually look at the OneNote to see if it's completed. So that's everything for Monday. So for Tuesday, we're going to keep working in class notebook with tape diagram practice. So we would kind of review on Monday the tape diagrams, and now we're going to practice them on Tuesday. So again, here is the video lesson if they are absent, but we should be logging onto Teams or coming into class. Here's what the page looks like. It's got some cookies and cupcakes. So your student will fill all this out in class, and then independently they'll do the practice and they'll do the exit ticket. And then we have a quick quiz in Canvas. It says go to Canvas, complete independent practice 17. From here, they can just click next, and I'll show you. I have to hit preview to show you what it looks like, but this is the independent practice 17. There is a calculator right on the screen. They can hit next to go between the questions, or they can click these questions on the side to go between different numbers. It looks like a lot of questions, but they're very quick and easy kind of questions, like convert this fraction to a decimal, those kind of things. So we can go back to modules. So it's everything for Tuesday. For Wednesday, it's an independent work day that we're used to. So normally Wednesdays, there's the 8:45 to 9 o'clock homeroom check-in time, and then it's independent work the rest of the day. So we're just going to be working on some older standards, so 7NS1C and 1D. We worked on these in our Unit 2 on rational numbers. So here is the first one. So 7NS1C is what I've been calling a crash course video. So I just kind of talk about this is what the standard's about and what it quizzes you on. And I also give any like hints, tips, and tricks for these state test level questions. So your student will watch this video, and then they have 2 questions. What is the standard about? And how do you think you will do on the quiz? So just what was it about? I said it in the video. And then how do you think you're going to do? Are you going to get, there's 3 questions. Are you going to get 3 out of 3, 2 out of 3, 1 out of 3? Do you think you need more practice? So that's going to be just like the ones we did the previous week. And then there's the actual standard quiz next. So they'll take it, it's 3 points, and then I'll update it on our data wall. Then they have the same thing for 7NS1D. There's a crash course video and the same 2 questions. They will need to click submit assignment. It'll be in the top right corner, and then they'll have a text box where they can type in their answers. So that's it for Wednesday. It's just 2 standard quizzes. They're 3 questions each. Watch the videos to learn the tips and tricks for answering the questions. And that's it. For Thursday, we're going to be working on Unit 4, page 3 in our notebook in class. So if I click next, here's the video for the lesson if we missed it for whatever reason. And it looks like this in class notebooks. Unit 4, page 3. Sometimes those equations take a minute to load. You might need to hit refresh, but here's what we're going to be doing. Here's the practice and exit ticket your student will be doing independently. When they're done, they can click mark as done, and then they're actually going to go to Delta Math and try that first practice lesson. So we created and logged into our accounts on Monday. So now it's Thursday. So everybody should have an account by now. So they can log in. This is the link to Delta Math right here. It's just deltamath.com. They can sign in right here, and then they'll actually see the practice lesson right there. So I made this video that shows them how to look at their lessons in Delta Math so they can see what they're actually supposed to be doing. And this is actually the link to the page again to create the Delta Math account if for some reason we needed it still. But again, they're supposed to create it Monday. It's now Thursday, so this should be done by the time they have their first practice. But it should be pretty easy. It's actually old stuff again, just to kind of get used to how Delta Math works so they can see it. Delta math is actually really cool because it's not like there's a set number of problems and then you get the grade out of it. The goal is, I have it set up for 5. You need to get 5 right. So you do it however many times you need to until you get 5 correct. So that's just what you do. You do it until you get 5 correct. They have a bunch of examples, so you can click show example and they'll show you how to do it. And then if you need another example, you can do other example. They have so many examples. So I like that we're doing it until we can get 5 correct. So for Friday, we're going to be working more with percents. So again, this is kind of a day when if you have the TI-34 multi-view calculator, it will be really helpful. So it's in class notebook, unit 4, page 4. So it looks like this. It's a very quick lesson. So here's what we're going to be doing: our notes in class, and then there's going to be this practice and exit ticket for students to do independently. And then the independent practice 18 in Canvas. So it's going to be 8 quick questions, kind of converting between fractions and decimals. We should be getting better at that. But that's going to be it for this week. So our newest thing is logging into Delta Math and creating that account. We still have our normal 2 practices on Canvas a week. So we always have one on Tuesday and one on Friday. But now instead of having that extra Imagine Math time, we're going to do it Delta Math on Mondays and Thursdays. So just kind of getting that extra skills practice. Students can still work on Imagine Math, especially on Wednesdays. If these quizzes don't take them long, they do get entered to win prizes through the district based on how many minutes and lessons they've completed in Imagine Math, and it does work on filling in those skills gaps. This whole unit is going to be working on Standard 7 RP3 because it's just multi-step ratio and percent problems. So that's when we're going to start getting into sales tax and discounts and all that fun stuff with this unit. But making our Delta Math accounts and doing our OneNote pages and our independent practices, and then we're done for the week.